What have you done that made you feel like a supervillain? When I married my husband, I was convinced I'd be a great stepmother to his 17-year-old son, Jared. But then I met Jared, and the first words he ever said to me was that I was a washed-up homewrecker. This set the tone for our relationship. I wouldn't have even minded not being super close with him as long as he was cordial towards me. But he wasn't. Instead, he was verbally and even physically abusive. I've been called names by him, even racial names. He orders me around the house whenever he wants something, and fully expects me to run and get it like I'm his assistant. Just a few weeks ago, he said he wanted me to drive to a burger place and bring him back a meal, then clapped his hands at me like I was his butler. My husband thought it was the funniest thing on earth, even tossing me my keys. That's another huge problem I have. My husband enabling Jared no matter what. The racial names I get called are just jokes. Him ordering me around is him being a teenager, and when Jared flicks my temple or a slap on my behind, he's just being playful. This level of abuse and enabling has become too much, and I'm going to file for divorce. But not before I finish getting back at Jared. You see, there's one particular incident that caused everything. A few weeks ago, we were eating dinner when Jared started talking about being suspended from school for BS reasons. His dad asked him what these BS reasons were, and Jared said bullying a poorer kid. My jaw dropped. I asked if he actually bullied him, and Jared said, "Hell no, I don't even punch him or anything. I just make jokes about his clothes or whatever. It's not my fault he's broke and sensitive." My eyes went wide, but right as I was about to say something, his dad interjected. "Really? They're giving out to you over some jokes you made at some ugly poor kid. School is too soft nowadays. You gotta harden kids up." I was gobsmacked. I wanted to stay silent, but I couldn't. So I spoke up and said, "Funny of you to say you need to harden kids up when Jared is the most spoiled kid I've ever met." I was immediately shot daggers by my husband, and Jared yelled at me, "What the F did you just say?" We got into a heated argument which ended with my stepson flipping his chair and leaving the table. My husband proceeded to blame me for Jared's reaction. That was my nail in the coffin. I started researching divorce lawyers, but then something happened. And although it made me more sure of divorce than ever, it also made me want to stay around just a little bit longer, because what I did to Jared without him even knowing was so funny it was worth enduring the abuse. To understand what I mean, you need to understand I am allergic to lavender. My skin breaks out if it makes contact with it. I get painful rashes that last weeks. I went to shower the day after our argument, and at first all was good, but then my body became very itchy. I kept getting more and more sore, until I was forced to get out of the shower, dry myself off and check what was wrong, and almost instantly after getting out, my skin started breaking out into hives and rashes. I knew what they were immediately, as I know what lavender does to my body, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out why there was lavender in my body wash. I checked the bottle and it was clear. I did research on the product and found no lavender anywhere. I was walking to my room extremely puzzled when I noticed my son's room door was open, and something on his table caught my eye. It was purple. I went over to inspect it, and my heart sank. It was dried lavender. He had left it out in plain sight for me to see, almost as if he was taunting me, taking pride and even joy in what he did. He was mocking what he had just done to me. It was at this exact moment the last remnants of my marriage died. I know I probably should have said something, but when my husband and stepson came home later that day, I didn't say a word. In fact, I wasn't even going to do anything about it, until my stepson mockingly asked why I was wearing long-sleeve shirts and had hives on my neck. I don't know why, but that snarky comment triggered something inside me. I became determined to go out with a bang. You see, Jared is heavily lactose intolerant, and if he wants to play the allergy game, I was more than willing. That same day, I started sneaking dairy into his meals, and I've been doing so ever since. His school lunches, which are usually dairy-free, somehow end up containing cheese. His dinners are now magically cooked in butter, and milk always mysteriously finds its way into his breakfast. And because of this, Jared is going crazy. He's constantly in the bathroom, constantly feeling nauseous, and has even become scared of all food as he's convinced his body is giving up on him. Neither of them suspect me, and just last week I heard them arguing about how much toilet paper Jared is using. Unfortunately for me, they're going to the doctor today, and Jared will find out he's consuming dairy. I'm afraid they're gonna know it's me. I couldn't tell you what happened after they found out. The full story is on my channel and linked below.